This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses, brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. I'm Jean Wood. Great weekend of racing, East Coast and West Coast, and in between lots of Grade 1 races. We'll get right to the racing action, heading to Parks Racing at Philadelphia Park on Saturday afternoon. 3-year-old fillies in the Grade 2 Cotillion.
Here in the gate. And they're off in the Cotillion Stakes. And it's Bonnie Blue Flag. Bonnie Blue Flag comes out of there, absent-minded right there on her inside. And those two side by side as they head to the first turn. On the outside of the top here is Have de Grace. She now comes on to be a close third, followed by Awesome Maria. And settling in at the back is stretch running Blind Luck. Blind Luck is about 5 lengths off the two front runners as they make their way midway around that first turn. 23-4 for the opening quarter. And Bonnie Blue Flag goes to the backstretch leading it by a neck. Absent-minded right there on the inside. She's running second as Have de Grace gets a good trip on the outside. Something amiss there briefly with Absent-minded. She seemed to take a bad step and she dropped back just a bit. Just less than 5 furlongs to go. Bonnie Blue Flag is bounding along a length and a half. Have de Grace now running second by a neck. Absent-minded back on her stride. She's on the inside third by 2.5. Awesome Maria fourth. Awesome Maria is about 3 lengths back, and then it's Blind Luck. Blind Luck has almost 6 lengths to make up as they head to the 3/8 pole. The time for the half was 47-1, and they now round the far turn. Have de Grace revving up to take a shot at Bonnie Blue Flag. Bonnie Blue Flag just a neck. Have de Grace moving alongside second. Blind Luck is yet to hit her best stride. Blind Luck is still about 5 back, but now beginning to roll as they approach the top of the stretch. Blind Luck is making a bid between horses. Have de Grace comes to the final furlong with a 3.5 length lead. Blind Luck is going to try to reel her in. Have de Grace has the lead. She's still clear in mid-stretch. Blind Luck is making her run on the outside, and now Blind Luck is flying. Here comes Blind Luck. Have de Grace. Blind Luck, they're going to be photoing again. Have de Grace has done it. Have de Grace holds on and wins it by a head over Blind Luck. Awesome Maria was third.
Havre de Grace finally turns the tables on Blind Luck. She had run second behind this filly in the Alabama and Delaware Oaks in their 2 most recent meetings. Here, perhaps it was a little bit of a shorter stretch run, maybe a little bit of the shorter distance that helped Havre de Grace, but she was able to hold sway by a neck over Blind Luck. Didn't look all that fabulous in the stretch to me. She changed her lead several times and really looked a little bit less comfortable and less straight that she normally has running through the stretch, though to her credit, Havre de Grace was kind of getting out a little bit during the running of the stretch. Havre de Grace, the winner, a bay 3-year-old daughter of St. Liam from Easter Bunnet by Carson City, was bred in Kentucky by Nancy S. Dillman, owned by Fox Hill Farm, trained by Anthony Dutrow, and ridden to victory by Jeremy Rose. Havre de Grace covers the mile in the 16th in 140.93. We'll head to Chicago next. Hawthorne Racecourse hosting the Grade 3 Hawthorne Gold Cup for older horses. Will join the Gold Cup in progress.
And they make their way to the backstretch, 6 furlongs to go. Reading Colliery leads by 2. Arcadora now picks up the chase second. Shadowy Dancing lost a bit of ground third. And there goes Temple City, now moving up to be 4th. Racing Brand on the rail 5th. Then a long gap to AU Minor 6. Giant Oak is 7th, more than 15 lengths behind the leader. And Going Ballistic still at the end. A half mile to go in the Hawthorne Gold Cup, and Reading Colliery has the lead by 4. Arcadoro still chasing second. Shadowy Dancing third. Racing Brand 4th. AU Minor gains ground 5th. Giant Oak comes on 6th. Going Ballistic 7th, and Temple City has dropped out far back last. But as they come to the top of the stretch, Reading Colliery now opens up the lead by 10. Shadow Be Dancing now second. Here comes AU Minor moving into third. Giant Oak now gains ground fourth. They've got a quarter of a mile to go. It's Reading Colliery still at the lead. AU Minor racing second. Giant Oak now gaining on the inside third, but still 6 lengths behind the leader. A furlong to go. Reading Colliery still has the lead. Giant Oak now racing second. AU Minor third. Another 16th for Reading Colliery. Giant Oak and AU Minor coming on. Reading Colliery still has the lead. Reading Colliery won it. Reading Colliery prevailed over Giant Oak and AU Minor far back to Going Ballistic.
Reading Colliery picks up the victory back in the winner's circle after having run second as the favorite in the Islin last time out. He's 4 for 6 this year and has been very well managed by the Kieran McLaughlin outfit. He scores on the front end, as is his usual running style, by a holding on three-quarter length margin over Giant Oak, with AU Minor back in third. Reading Colliery is a gray son of mine shaft from Jupe by Zilzal, bred in Kentucky by Gainesway Thoroughbreds and 707 Stable, owned by Mrs. Fitriani Hay, trained by Kieran McLaughlin, ridden to victory by Anna Napravnik. Reading Colliery covers the mile in a quarter in 2:04.16. Next up, 3-year-olds in action at Hoosier on a sealed, sloppy racetrack in the running of the Grade 2 Indiana Derby.
Ready for the start. And they're off in the Indiana Derby. The Sky's No Limit from the inside is first to try for the lead. From between horses, Indy Bull rushing right out, taking command. St. Maximus got out to the outside. Litigation Risk is away well towards the front here, and from between horses, Worldly. To the inside as they enter the turn, You Are Outlaw to the outside as they enter the bend. It's looking at Lucky. They're on the backstretch now, and on the front, leading the way, it's Indy Bull. The first quarter was 22-4, and to the outside, stepping up now, Worldly taking a short lead, just off the leaders, Litigation Risk. This Sky No Limit to the inside is 4th. St. Maximus Gatto to the outside is 5th. Nacho Friend is 6th. 3 lengths back 7th. You Are Outlaw alongside 8th is Looking at Lucky, and at the trailing position is The Boss Man. The half is 46-4 as they continue on to the far turn. Indy Bull, long shot here on the inside, right there alongside, and now stepping up, taking a lead. This Sky Is No Limit, and This Sky Is No Limit takes command a length. To the outside and attacking comes Worldly. Out of the center of the track, St. Maximus Gatto. Moving up between horses, Litigation Risk and Nacho Friend. And from far out of it, here comes Looking at Lucky. They're in the stretch. This Sky Is No Limit with the lead. Looking at Lucky, coming at him and coming on. To the inside, St. Maximus Gatto. They've less than a furlong to go. And Looking at Lucky has power to the lead. Looking at Lucky by 2. To the inside, racing in second, This Sky Is No Limit and St. Maximus Gatto. It's Looking at Lucky to win the 16th running of the Indiana Derby.
And making the last to first move was Looking at Lucky, looping the field to score by a length and a quarter over This Sky Has No Limit, with St. Maximus Gatto back in the third spot. A nice effort on the return by Looking at Lucky, making his first start since the Haskell. They had hoped to run him up here at Saratoga, perhaps in the Travers. He did have a little bit of a setback. I believe he ran a little bit of a fever during the days following the running of the Haskell. This certainly looks like a useful return. It might have been a little bit more of a telling return had they run him perhaps in the Pennsylvania Derby against a little more proven commodities. But it was a nice effort nonetheless, and certainly showed that he can handle running over a wet racetrack as well. The winner, Looking at Lucky, is a 3-year-old son of Smart Strike from Private Feeling by Belong to Me, bred in Kentucky by Gulf Coast Farm Limited, owned by Carl Watson, Michael Pegram, and Paul Whiteman, trained by Bob Baffert, ridden to victory by Martin Garcia. Looking at Lucky covers the mile in a 16th and 143.40. We'll head to the West Coast now, as this year's Oak Tree meeting is taking place at Hollywood Park. We'll head back to last Thursday opening evening at that meet. Take a look at the stakes feature that day. 6.5 furlongs on the grass for, 6 furlongs on the grass for fillies, this time in the Senator Ken Matty.
They're at the post. They're off. Waveline and Terrify break well. Unzip Me on the move. At the rail, Checkers is close up. These four fastest. Reba is tops is next. Then comes at the back of the pack both Bonifacio and Alpha Kitten, and they run up the backstretch, and Unzip Me and Terrify will match strides. Unzip Me, no easy lead as Terrify is sharp outside of her. Unzip Me past the half-mile pole, just 3/4 of a length in front of Terrify in second. Checkers is angled to the inside by Patrick Valenzuela. She's a ground-saving third and a length and a half from the front. Waveline has 2.5 to make up. Then comes Reba is tops and Bonifacio. They are 4 from the front, and Alpha Kitten is at the back of the pack as they run to the top of the stretch in the 42nd. Senator Ken Matty handicap, and Unzip Me is still there. Unzip Me is now a length in front. Waveline comes after her in second. Checkers still 3 from the front. Then comes Bonifacio, and here's Waveline to try to get by Unzip Me. Unzip Me still 3/4. Waveline has every chance, but Unzip Me turns her away. Waveline is second. Got to be close for third. Unzip Me. The 42nd Senator Ken Matty handicap goes to Unzip Me. She beat Waveline 2 1/4. Very close for third.
Unzip Me gets the victory, and she is now 9 for 15 lifetime. She won the Royal North at Woodbine last time out, going short on the grass, and I would suspect that this filly might end up trying the males if they decide to go to Breeders' Cup competition in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. She scored very nicely by a length and a half over Waveline, with Bonifacio back in the third spot. Unzip Me is a chestnut filly, a 4-year-old daughter of City Zip from Escape With Me by Arazi. Bred in California by Harris Farms and Donald Valpredo, owned by Harris Farms, Per Antonsen, Marin Jones, and Donald Valpredo, trained by Martin Jones and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Unzip Me covers the 6 in 108.50. We'll continue with racing in Southern California at Hollywood Park, the Oak Tree meeting on Saturday. The terrific series of Grade 1 stakes, starting things off 2-year-olds in the Norfolk.
They're at the post. They're up. Very slow start for Boxeur de Roux. Sharp start for JP's Gusto and Riveting Reason. These two fast into stride. JP's Gusto will set the pace. Clearance, Clarence, and Lucky Mr. K are next. Jaycito is 4 wide early, and JP's Gusto has just conceded the lead to long shot Clearance, Clarence to the backstretch. Patrick Valenzuela kept him in the 2-path, opened up the rail, and Clearance, Clarence went through and took it. Boxeur de Roux, after the slow start, is the trailer as they turn into the backstretch. Clearance, Clarence has the lead. JP's Gusto is right alongside in second. Riveting Reason is 3 deep and 4 wide for Jaycito. He's been wide throughout. These 4 separated by about a half length. Lucky Mr. K and Acapella are together. They are 5th and 6th, and they are only 2.5 off the lead. Boxeur de Roux is the trailer. There's a half-mile left to run in the 41st Norfolk Stakes, and JP's Gusto is now making his move for the front. JP's Gusto into the far turn. He's a half ahead in front of Clearance, Clarence in second. Then comes Riveting Reason. Jaycito will have to be way the best. He's going to be 4 wide on both turns. Acapella draws within 3 of the lead. Lucky Mr. K is next. Boxeur de Roux is still the trailer, and it is wide open at the top of the stretch of the Norfolk. JP's Gusto, Boxeur de Roux has been pulled up out of the race. JP's Gusto just in front. Jaycito is alongside and within a half length of the lead. Riveting Reason runs on. JP's Gusto, Jaycito, and Mike Smith. These two will come to the final 16, and they are virtually together. Jaycito outside, JP's Gusto inside, and Jaycito has taken the lead, and Jaycito wins the Norfolk. The 41st Norfolk Stakes goes to Jaycito. He beat JP's Gusto. Riveting Reason was 3rd. Clarence was 4th.
Jay Cito finally breaks his maiden. He had won. Went into the race winless. He had run second in both of his 2 career starts, including a rallying second last time out in the Del Mar Futurity to JP's Gusto. Here he turns the tables on that rival with long shot Riveting Reason back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Jay Cito, got the pedigree for the stretch out. He is bred to be a 2-turn horse, a son of Victory Gallop, out of Night Edition by Ascot Knight, was bred in Kentucky by Runnymede Farm and Catesby Clay, owned by the Zayat Stable and trained by Mike Mitchell, ridden to victory by Mike Smith. Jay Cito covers the mile in a 16th and 144.14. Next up, the Grade 1 Lady Secret featuring Zenyatta, looking to go 19 for 19.
They're at the post. They're off. Good start. Moon de French broke best and goes for the front, switches at the rail, and Emmy Darling is 3 deep. These 3 show speed. Satan's Quick Chick away in 4th. Zenyatta broke well, and she's 5th and last early, and right now about 8 lengths behind Moon de French as they turn into the backstretch. It is Moon de French to set the pace. It's a sensible pace, 3/4 of a length from Emmy Darling in 2nd. Switch, the 3-year-old filly, is at the rail in 3rd, and she's about 2 from the front. Satan's Quick Chick is 4th. She's got about 4 lengths to make up, and undefeated champion Zenyatta is at the back of the pack. She is 7 lengths behind as they head up the backstretch in the 18th Ladies Secret Stakes, and the leader is Moon de French with Emmy Darling in 2nd. Moon de French 4.5 furlongs from the wire, 3/4 of a length in front of Emmy Darling in 2nd. Alonzo Canones has switched, well placed at the rail, 1/2 mile from home and 2 from the lead. Satan's Quick Chick is 4th. She's 3.5 off the lead, and Zenyatta is closer now. She's still 5th and last, but Mike Smith has her placed only 5 lengths behind with 3 furlongs to run. Moon de French tries to get away around the far turn. She's 2 lengths in front of Switch, who has taken over 2nd. Zenyatta has just passed 2. She's up to 3rd now and only 2.5 lengths from the lead, and here she comes. Switch is going to take over the lead from Moon de French. Zenyatta still has 2 lengths to make up and only a final furlong to do it. She's going to have to fly again. Switch has the lead of 16th out. Zenyatta with giant strides trying to get her. Here she comes. She's done it again. Zenyatta. 19 for 19. 8 here at Hollywood Park. Just another perfect day for the Queen. Zenyatta.
Well, it's hard to argue with perfection, and Zenyatta is now 17 for 17 with a very impressive performance here indeed, as she scores the victory rather handily by, only about 1/2 length, but she scores over Switch, who ran very, very well. Moon de French running in the 2nd spot with Satan's Quick Chick back in 3rd. Zenyatta, of course, the unbeaten 9 for 9, daughter of Street Cry from Vertigineux by Chris S. So impressive in all of her career starts, and now looking to run her record in the Breeders' Cup Classic to 2 for 2. That is expected to be her next start. So rather than running in the Goodwood, they had decided that they would drop back, stick with the fillies here rather than going to the Goodwood against males. They decided they were going to spend the next couple of weeks trying to gear her up for a return against the boys in the Breeders' Cup Classic next out. Zenyatta, of course, owned by Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Moss and trained by John Sheriffs, ridden to victory by Mike Smith, covers the mile in a 16th in 142.97. We'll pause for a brief message, and when we return, we have more great racing action from Oak Tree at Hollywood. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We will continue now at Oak Tree at Hollywood Park. Next up, it is fillies and mares on the turf in the yellow ribbon.
They're at the post. They're off. Good start. Gypsy's Warning and Princess Taylor show speed. Turning Top is into the bid early, and there goes Turning Top to poke ahead in front. Hibayeb comes away running in fourth. Just inside of her is both Lily Fapoots and Princess Haya. Then comes Restless Soul and Sweet and Flawless, and the early trailer is Go Forth North. It is Gypsy's Warning with 1 lap to go as they go into the clubhouse turn, a half length in front of Turning Top in second. 2 lengths to Princess Taylor, off the pace today. She sits third at the rail and 3 from the front now. Just outside of her, it's Hibayeb. Lily Fapoots is midfield for Joe Talamo. She's at the rail in 5th and 4 from the front. Princess Haya just outside of her. Restless Soul is third last with 7 to come. Sweet and Flawless has 9 lengths to make up. And the trailer is Go Forth North as they turn into the backstretch. In the 34th running of the Yellow Ribbon Stakes, and Mike Smith has Gypsy's Warning in front, and he's doling out her speed from Turning Top in second. Gypsy's Warning is sharp, and she leads 3/4 of a length. Turning Top is second, and now cuts into that margin. Gypsy's Warning only a neck in front as they pick up the pace going past the half-mile marker. Then it's a length and a half to Princess Taylor and Hibayeb. They're together in 2.5 from the front. Lily Fapoots has given up her rail position. She's going to attack 3 wide and only 3 from the front. Restless Soul and Princess Haya have 4 to come. Sweet and Flawless and Go Forth North. They go towards the quarter pole in the yellow ribbon. It is still Gypsy's Warning. Dow just ahead in front of Turning Top. Hibayeb is in striking position, only a length and a quarter from the front. Then comes Lily Fapoots and Restless Soul to the top of the stretch they run. Gypsy's Warning, Turning Top, and Hibayeb. And here comes Hibayeb in the center of the Hollywood Park turf course. Hibayeb, Turning Top, Gypsy's Warning, and Hibayeb has the lead. Hibayeb just in front, Turning Top, Gypsy's Warning. Hibayeb wins the yellow ribbon. And she won it by a length and 3/4 over Turning Top. Gypsy's Warning was third, and Sweet and Flawless finished fourth.
Hibayeb makes her American debut, a winning one in from York, where last out she was beaten 47 lengths by midday in the Yorkshire Oaks. Now, she obviously was not, that was certainly not representative of her best performances, but she'd been the kind of filly who'd shown some tracking speed and then tiring late. I think it's fair to say that getting on firmer turf and certainly getting Lasix has to have moved Hibayeb up nicely. She scores over Turning Top with Gypsy's Warning back in third. The winner, Hibayeb, is a dark bay or brown filly, a daughter of Singspiel from Lady Zonda by Lion Cavern. Bred in Great Britain by Rabah Bloodstock and owned by Godolphin Racing, trained by Saeed bin Suror and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano, Hibayeb covers the 1.25 miles in 2 minutes, .44. Next up, older horses in the Grade 1 Goodwood.
They're at the post. They're up. Crowded House bobbled slightly. Informed and Crown of Thorns break best and go for the front. Twirling Candy away in third and tracks those 2 front runners. Crowded House recovers to race in fourth. Then comes Dakota Phone and Awesome Gem, and the early trailer is Richard's Kid. They run at the clubhouse turn. Informed and Crown of Thorns. These two, looks like Informed is going to concede the lead to Crown of Thorns, and he does. But Twirling Candy is tugging at Mike Smith, and he wants to go up. No concessions from the 3-year-old Twirling Candy. He's within a half length of Crown of Thorns. Informed will now sit third, and he's 2 from the front. It's 5 lengths to Dakota Phone at the rail and Crowded House just outside of him, and then another 8 lengths last to Awesome Gem and Richard's Kid up the backstretch in the 29th. Goodwood Stakes 5 furlongs from the wire, and Twirling Candy pokes his head in front. Twirling Candy, without being asked by Mike Smith yet, is the new leader to the half-mile pole. Crown of Thorns counter punches inside of him. Twirling Candy half ahead in front. Informed is in third, and he's 2.5 off the lead. Dakota Phone is at the rail with 4 to come. Crowded House just outside of him. Still Richard's Kid and Awesome Gem. Leaving the backstretch are 8 lengths behind, and Twirling Candy is getting away just a bit. Here's Twirling Candy trying to get to the Breeders' Cup at Churchill Downs, and he looks pretty good at the top of the stretch of the Goodwood. Twirling Candy leads by a length and 3/4. Crown of Thorns has angled outside of the 3-year-old in second. Richards Kid looms large. He comes up the rail. He's got a chance. In the center, Dakota Phone. Twirling Candy. Crown of Thorns right back at him. Richards Kid through from the inside. And Twirling Candy's back in third. Now it'll be Richards Kid or Crown of Thorns. And Richards Kid rode the rail. And Richards Kid wins the Goodwood. The 29th Goodwood Stakes goes to Alonzo Canonis and Richards Kid. Crown of Thorns finished second. It's close for third. Dakota Phone and Twirling Candy.
Richards Kid, now having won the Pacific Classic last time out, has won 2 Grade 1s in a row as he scores by a half a length over the pace setter Crown of Thorns, who was finally stretching back out. This is a horse that I thought was probably going to make a nice 3-year-old going a little bit longer. He's had a lot of problems. Every time he's come back off a layoff, he's come back in a sprint. And when he's run well, they've kept him sprinting. Here, they finally get him to stretch out. I thought he ran very well, finishing second in front of Dakota Phone. The winner, Richards Kid, a dark Bayer Brown 5-year-old son of Lemon Drop Kid from Tough Broad by Broad Brush, was bred in Maryland by Fitzhugh Limited, owned by Zabeel Racing International and trained by Bob Baffert, ridden to victory by Alonzo Quinones. Richards Kid covers the 9 and 149.18. We'll head into Sunday's card now at Hollywood Park Oak Tree Meeting and Grade 1 2-year-old fillies in the Oak Leaf.
They're at the post. They're off. Good start for Rigoletta, good start for Indian Gracie, and True Way of Grace. These 3 fast into stride. Pacific Pride going to try to drop in just in behind them. Then Alienation and Kelly. And Is She Legal was slow into stride. She's the trailer early as they turn to the back stretch. Indian Gracie is the leader, and she's a sharp leader at that. A length and 3/4 from Rigoletta in second. Alienation tugs at Martin Garcia. She's third and about 2.5 from the lead. True Way of Grace and Pacific Pride are together. 4th and 5th and 4 from the front. Kelly is traveling comfortably for Canonis. Second to last in the blue and 6 lengths behind. She's at the rail. And Is She Legal is the trailer as they run up the backstretch in the 42nd Grade 1 Oak Leaf Stakes. And the leader is Indian Gracie, and she's doing it smartly now. Indian Gracie into the far turn, extends her stride and her lead. It's a 3 1/4 advantage from Rigoletta in second. Alienation is third. Here's Kelly. She's moved inside of Pacific Pride, and Kelly is at the rail 4th and about 4 now from the lead. True Way of Grace, hard ridden, no response. Is She Legal still trails. Indian Gracie still leads. Till they run to the quarter pole, and Indian Gracie is a 1 1/4 in front of Rigoletta in second. Kelly continues to advance at the rail, and here's Kelly going to split horses at the top of the stretch. It's a tight spot, but she's got momentum. Indian Gracie, Rigoletta tried to keep her in tight, but Kelly pulls her way through, and Kelly has taken over the lead. Rigoletta goes right with her. Indian Gracie back to third. Rigoletta, Kelly, and Rigoletta's got the lead. Kelly, Rigoletta outfinishes Kelly and wins. The 42nd Oak Leaf Stakes goes to Rigoletta on the square. A neck better than Kelly. Indian Gracie third. Is She Legal finished 4th.
The upset of the weekend goes to Rigoletta, who scores at 67.40 on top, off a third in the Darley debutante behind Kelly, who was the odds-on choice here. Now, she wasn't exactly a close-up third that day. She was beaten about 6+ lengths, but you're getting a little bit of a change here. You're getting a little extra distance, and of course, going to 2 turns, going to a different racetrack, and Rigoletta turns the tables on Kelly with Indian Gracie back in third. Rigoletta is a 2-year-old daughter of Concerto from Almost a Prom Queen by Montbrook, bred in Florida by Ocala Stud and owned by Thoroughbred Stable Limited. Trained by Dan Hendricks and ridden to victory by David Flores, Rigoletta covers the mile in a 16th and 144.03. We'll head back to the turf now. Hollywood Park hosting the Clement L. Hirsch Turf Classic for older horses on the grass on Sunday.
They're at the post. They're off. Bourbon Bay and Marlang show some speed. Buenos Dias is close to the pace. Then comes Worth Repeating. Champ Pegasus is at the rail. Falcon Rock is next, then Unusual Suspect, and the early trailer is, well, Where's the Remote? It is Marlang with 1 lap to go, and he makes an uncontested and easy lead for Martin Garcia. Marlang just lopes along into the clubhouse turn with a 2.5 length advantage. Worth repeating and Bourbon Bay are together second and third. Then Falcon Rock and Buenos Dias just outside of him. Champ Pegasus is third last, and he's about 7 from that slow pace. Then comes Unusual Suspect, and Where's the Remote is the trailer as they turn into the backstretch. In the 42nd running of the Clement L. Hirsch Turf Championship, and Marlang is coasting along. He is 6 furlongs from the wire and uncontested up front. Worth repeating is racing in second. Bourbon Bay going for 5 wins in a row. Races in third, and now he's 4 from the front. Falcon Rock just inside of him. Buenos Dias and Brice Blanc are midfield, but now they're about 6 from the front as Marlang is extending his stride up front, and he leads by 3.5. Champ Pegasus still has about 9 to come. Unusual Suspects a length behind him, and Where's the Remote is the trailer as they pass the half-mile marker. Marlang trying to go it all the way. His lead is now just down to a length as Falcon Rock is the first to take him on, leaving the backstretch. Marlang immediately responded to the challenge of Falcon Rock, and now these two sprint along. Worth repeating races in third. He's 2.5 off the lead. Bourbon Bay just inside of him. Buenos Dias is all in. He's about to be joined and passed by Champ Pegasus. Champ Pegasus draws within 4 of the lead, and they run to the top of the stretch. Marlang and Falcon Rock. Marlang is still there. He's a final furlong from the wire. Now Champ Pegasus continues to fly, and here's Champ Pegasus. Marlang just a half length in front. Champ Pegasus trying to gun him down, and he's got him. Where's the Remote late? Champ Pegasus wins. The 42nd Clement L. Hirsch Turf Championship goes to Champ Pegasus over Where's the Remote. Then came Bourbon Bay and Marlang.
Champ Pegasus gets the victory, back in the winner's circle again after a win at Del Mar last time out in the Del Mar handicap at 11 furlongs. Drops back to 10 and scores by 3/4 of a length over Where's the Remote, who also charges late. Bourbon Bay completes the order of the top 3. Made a little bit of a rally towards the top of the stretch, perhaps a little bit prematurely as he is run down late. The winner, Champ Pegasus, is a 4-year-old bay colt, a son of Fusaichi Pegasus, out of Salt Champ by Salt Lake, bred in Kentucky by Diamond A Racing and Arturo Vargas, owned by the breeders and trained by Richard Mandela, ridden to victory by Joel Rosario. Champ Pegasus covers the 1.25 miles in 2:01.21. We will head back to New York, and before we head to Belmont Park for Super Saturday, we'll make a stop at Finger Lakes for the New York Breeders' Futurity on Saturday afternoon.
For the New York Breeders' Futurity once Bug Juice loads. He's in there, we're set for a start. And there they go in the 48th running of the New York Breeders' Futurity. And it's Bug Juice who wins the start and speeds away from Eminent Tail and Hysterical Cat. Swamp Fox comes away in the 4th spot from the rail. Pin number is 5th with the Savage, and Gold Eagle is the early trailer. Bug Juice hooked up in a big-time battle through the opening quarter with Eminent Tail, and they stride away to about a 6-length advantage from Hysterical Cat outside of Swamp Fox. Pin number has 8 lengths to find in the run to the 3/8. De Savage is second to last, and Gold Eagle's at the back. It's a quick opening quarter of 22 seconds, and Bug Juice opens up 4 lengths. Eminent Tail is back to second, and in third is Hysterical Cat, still 6 or 7 from the front. Pin number needs to go now. He's a good 10 or 11 from the leader. Then we're going to Savage, Swamp Fox, and Gold Eagles at the back. The half in 45 seconds, and Bug Juice is dominating. It's Bug Juice at the 8th pole with a big lead. Hysterical Cat continues to run after. Pin number fires into third. Savage has fired into 4th, but here's Bug Juice. He's all alone, and that's 3 in a row. Bug Juice, an impressive winner of the 48th running of the New York Breeders' Futurity. Hysterical Cat for second, pin number checked in third, and it's De Savage to complete the superfecta.
Bug Juice, very impressive at Finger Lakes in his last 2. He won the Aspirant by 7, here wins by 10. On the front end, throttled down by John Davila late over Hysterical Cat and pin number to repeat the same top 3, slightly different order from the running of the Aspirant. The winner, Bug Juice, is a 2-year-old bay gelded son of Mingun from Twilight Empress by Twilight Agenda. Bred in New York by Milford Farm and owned by Our Blue Streak Stable and trained by Bruce Levine, ridden to victory by John Davila Jr. Bug Juice covers the 6 furlongs in a brisk 110.24. We will pause for one more brief message, and when we return, we will be heading to Belmont for Super Saturday. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now with Super Saturday at Belmont Park, starting the stakes program, the Grade 1 Vosburg for sprinters.
And they're off. Wall Street Wonder is the first out of there, but driven by success is hustled away in Girolamo. Got away in good order. Girolamo, though, headed steady and is backed in third position. Riley Tucker far outside, moving from fourth, and so too is Temecula Creek. Racing for the far turn, Wall Street Wonder and Temecula Creek. Girolamo right there in the thick of it in between those two. On the outside, Riley Tucker runs along in fourth. Driven by success is tailed off in the fifth position. Around the far turn, Wall Street Wonder snapshots the one in between horses. Girolamo there is 3 wide. Then 4 wide, Riley Tucker to break of 3 back to Temecula Creek, who's now running in 5th, driven by success, tails off into 6th. And then it's Golden Spike running in 7th, Latigo Shore 8th on the far outside. Well behind the rest is Wildcat Reef as the field turns for home. Girolamo, Riley Tucker, and Wall Street Wonder across the track. Snapshot is now back running in 4th, Temecula Creek 5th. 1 furlong to go. It's now Girolamo and Riley Tucker. Girolamo digs down deep and holds on. Riley Tucker doing his best. Wildcat Brief has made a run from last, but he'll be no better than third. It's Girolamo to win the Vosburg. And he won it by 2.5 lengths. Close for second, Riley Tucker, and late running Wildcat Brief.
Girolamo picks up the victory. A huge effort by Girolamo near the front end every step of the way. And this is a horse dropping back from 7, his return off of a long layoff coming in the forego up here at Saratoga. I did not think that this horse was really going to be cut out for 6 furlongs. I thought they might run him off his feet. They did not. And he scores off by 2.5 lengths over Riley Tucker, who gave futile chase late. Wildcat Brief rallies from well back to finish third. Girolamo is a dark bay or brown 4-year-old son of AP Indy from Get Lucky by Mr. Prospector. Bred in Kentucky by BP Walden, P. Steinberg, and Windstar Farm, owned by Godolphin Racing and trained by Saeed bin Suror, Rick Matee saddling. Girolamo covers the 6 in 109.41. We will head on to the Belmont Turf Course next for Grade 1 fillies and mares in the Flower Bowl.
And they're off. Very good beginning for all of them. Shared account is there, Red Desire, and Gossip Girl down toward the inside. Ave up with the vanguard as they make their way for the first turn. And Gossip Girl will be the leader, a narrow lead. Tucking beautifully in behind is Red Desire. In between horses is Changing Skies, and Shared Account gets caught 3 wide into the turn. Red Desire, a perfect spot early on, drafting in behind the lead while 4th. Kirtan is 5th, then Ave, and the early trailer will be
forever together as they make their way around the clubhouse turn. So Gossip Girl and Julian Peru dictating the pace here, and an easy one it is, with Cher Count alongside. Just in behind the lead, Red Desire continues on hold. Right alongside that one, it's Changing Skies, and they are really slowing down this pace here. It is just a crawl. Gossip Girl, the leader, Cher Count sharing that lead with her now through a half in 53 and 2/5 seconds over the boggy going air. Changing Skies up and on that easy pace while running in third. Kirtana is there. Forever Together is making a bit of a move on the far outside. Red Desire continues to coast just in behind the lead, only 2 lengths from the lead. And the trailer is Ave. It's a tight pack down the backstretch run, and now there's 4 furlongs remaining. They have waltzed through 3/4 of a mile in over a minute and 19 seconds. Cher Count comes on through now, grabs a narrow lead. Gossip Girl, Changing Skies, and it's those 3. And the Japanese filly, Red Desire, is just in behind the lead. And Kirtana's right there with her 2. Forever Together is there on the far outside. And Ave, absolutely wide open. Anyone could win it from here as the field turns for home. And Red Desire has running room and comes through on the inside. Changing Skies is there on the outside. And Cher Count. And Kirtana's coming on. And Ave too. Wild finish coming here. Red Desire down toward the rail. Changing Skies. Ave. And they're down to the wire. Ave's trying to get through between horses. Changing Skies. Here's the wire. A thrilling finish that goes to Ave. Ave. In a wild and wonderful finish here in the Flower Bowl, narrowly defeating Changing Skies and the Japanese invader, Red Desire.
The Flower Bowl goes to Ave. It was one of the few who was still left standing on this very, very soft turf course. It was listed as yielding, and as you can see by the fractions, this race went very, very slow, and yet rallying horses were the ones that were doing all their best work late. It was not a track that was kind, a course that was kind to horses on the front end, no matter how slow they went. It was obviously a very tiring surface as Ave splits horses late under Javier Castellano in a bold move to score by a head over Changing Skies and Red Desire, the Japanese sensation who had never run on anything but firm going. I think it's fair to say that her performance was quite good, considering that the surface was really, really not kind to horses that were not comfortable on a softer going. The winner, Ave, off of a rough trip finish last time out as the favorite in the Beverly D, turns the tables and scores her first American win. In fact, she had been nosed in Canada a couple of races back by the very good Mekong Melody, so she had run against some pretty nice horses, but obviously had had a couple of rough trips. Ave is a bay 4-year-old filly, a daughter of Danehill Dancer from Anna Amalia by In the Wings, bred in Great Britain by Plantation Stud, known by Three Chimneys Racing and Trevor Harris. Trained by Roger Atfield and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano, Ave covers the 1.25 miles in 2:08.54. Next up, we will head right back to Belmont Park and Grade 1 fillies and mares in the Beldame.
And they're off. And Queen Martha, Pablo Fragoso is sending Queen Martha. They are determined for that lead. Unrivaled Bell comes up second on the outside. Life at 10 back in third. And farther back in the field, Mismatch and persistently does her best running later on. So down the backstretch run, and Queen Martha, aggressively ridden from the start, is the leader with Unrivaled Bell right alongside, but sitting back in second. Life at 10 finds herself third in the opening quarter mile here in 23 and 3/5 seconds. A break of 5 to Mismatch, a length and a half behind her is Persistently. So down the backstretch run, Queen Martha clear now by a length and a half. Unrivaled Bell, Kent Desorma content with that second position. Life at 10 has backed off just a bit now. Life at 10 has now dropped 3.5 lengths from the lead. Now guided to the outside is Life at 10. And Johnny Velasquez asking a bit more from her. But there's still 4 lengths from the leader, Queen Martha. Farther back in the field, Mismatch, and persistently just starting to get underway now. There's less than a half mile to go. The half was a temperate 47 and 4/5 seconds. Queen Martha leads. Unrivaled Bell is second. Now Life at 10 is switched to the far outside for a clear shot at the lead. In the meantime, Persistently is starting to gather momentum, but she's already under the whip just outside the quarter pole. 3 heads across the track, turning for home. Life at 10 farthest out is now surging to take the lead. Life at 10 on top now by 2 lengths. Unrivaled Bell left behind in second. Nothing left for Queen Martha. Persistently not going to get to this winner today. It is Life at 10, a clear-cut and decisive winner over Unrivaled Bell. Persistently was third in the Beldame.
Life at 10 showing a new dimension here where she sits off the pace and relaxes. Last time out was third behind Persistently and Rachel Alexandra in the personal ensign. That was her first loss of the year. And she was very ranked that day. She was very aggressive in the paddock and in the pre-race warm-ups and so forth. Very aggressive and headstrong that afternoon. Here she relaxed very kindly. She allowed a little bit of a pace setup to be established in front of her while sitting third behind Unrivaled Bell and Queen Martha. She stalked the pace and scored easily by 2 over Unrivaled Bell, with Persistently rallying to finish third. The winner, Life at 10, is a chestnut 5-year-old daughter of Malibu Moon from Rah Rah Six Boom Ba by Rahi, bred in Kentucky by Nickelback Farm and owned by Candy DeBartolo. Ridden to victory, trained by Todd Bletcher and ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Life at 10 covers the 9 and 149.29. We'll head back to the turf course now in the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic for older horses.
And the rough. Grassy over down toward the inside. Interpretation from the far outside. Moving through in between horses, Strike a Deal. And also up close early on is Treat Gently. So they move by us now for the first time. And it is Interpretation who leads the way. Interpretation takes the field along in the opening stages here. Strike a Deal runs along in second, followed by Treat Gently racing third. Then it's Telling fourth on the inside, followed by Bear Path in fifth position. Grassy is sixth. Patio Prado the Gray is now seventh, followed by Never on Sunday and Winchester. So into the far turn, just as he did in this race last year. Interpretation is a long shot leader, and last year he won it, and now leads by 3/4 of a length. And right alongside, Strike a Deal is really offering no pressure whatsoever. They make their way into the backstretch run. Interpretation the leader. The half-mile mark was 52 4/5 seconds. Strike a Deal continues on in second place, and then Treat Gently is rating back in third. Bear Path and Telling together, fourth and fifth. Grassy is sixth, and Patio Prado is unhurried, reined in at the back of the pack. He's seventh, about 7 lengths from Interpretation. And then it's Never on Sunday, and Winchester trails the field down the backstretch run. They're halfway home here in the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic. They've run 3/4 in 1 minute 20 and 1/5 seconds. Continuing to lead it, the long shot leader remains Interpretation. Strike a Deal still sitting chilly second as they hit the far turn. Then it's Treat Gently third on the outside, followed by Telling, then Grassy. Never on Sunday down toward the inside. Bear Path in the clear on the outside. Patio Prado has only 1 horse beaten. That is Winchester as they round the far turn. Here comes Strike a Deal after Interpretation. And those two, and now the race is on as they race past the 3/8 mile marker. Treat Gently joins the leaders on the outside third. In the meantime, Patio Prado is picking off horses one by one on the far outside, and Telling down toward the rail, and Grassy, and they're off the turn and into the stretch. Here's Patio Prado and Treat Gently, and Winchester has made a run from last. Winchester and Patio Prado to slug it out for the final 1/16 of a mile. Winchester surges past Patio Prado in the shadow of the wire. It is Winchester. Cornelio Velasquez rode him brilliantly, defeating Patio Prado, who made that blitz on the far turn. Grassy was third. Treat Gently was fourth.
Winchester gets the victory. This is a horse that really doesn't get a lot of respect, although he did pay less than $10, so obviously the bettors were considering him. He had won the Manhattan on Belmont Day over Gio Ponte and was a good second by a neck to Alcali last time out in the Bowling Green. Here he scores from well back off the pace, and again, despite the slow fractions, they went 120.37 for 6 furlongs in here. The top 3 finishers had all been at the back of the pack in the early going as Winchester scores over the late-moving Patio Prado, stepping up against his elders for the first time. Grassy, the 23-1 longest shot on the board, completes the top 3. Winchester is a bay son of Theatrical from Rum Charger by Spectrum, bred in Virginia by Mr. and Mrs. Bertram Firestone, owned by the breeders and trained by Christophe Clement, ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez. Winchester covers the 1.5 miles in 2:36.09. Next up, the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup.
And they're off. Good start for Blame and a good start, too, for Haynesfield, who is going right after that lead. Haynesfield has Rail Trip with some early speed now. Rail Trip moves up to be second on the outside. Hold Me Back is third, and Blame, with very little early speed, is now back running fourth, already about 6 lengths from Haynesfield. Blame is followed by Fly Down. At the back of the pack, Tranquil Manor. Into the backstretch. Haynesfield is the leader. Rail Trip second on the outside. Hold Me Back third. Blame getting closer now. Blame is up and in between horses, now running along in fourth. Fly Down to his outside. A big break back to Tranquil Manor. First quarter, 24 3/5 seconds. Down the backstretch run. Haynesfield lets it out a notch now to lead by almost 3 lengths. Ramon Dominguez giving him a bit more rain to work with now. Rail Trip second just on the outside of Hold Me Back. The half up in 48 3/5 seconds. Pace has been fairly sensible here for Haynesfield, the leader. Rail Trip on the outside, Hold Me Back at the rail, and it's another 3. Back to Blame, still about 5 lengths from the lead with 5 furlongs to go. Blame is followed by Fly Down, who's now 1 horse beaten, 4 lengths to the trailer Tranquil Manor. Around the far turn, Haynesville's going to try to do it all the way on the lead. He's run 3/4 in 13-1, and now he's got a 4-length lead. Rail Trip is in a drive, but he's still second on the outside. Haynesfield still going strong, 3 furlongs from the wire. Hold Me Back is third, and Blame is coming with his run now, but Blame still has a lot to do. He is still 7 lengths behind as the field turns for home in the Jockey Club Gold Cup, and Haynesfield is a 5-length lead. Blame running out of ground now with 3/16 of a mile to go. Fly Down is third on the outside. Final furlong, Haynesfield and Ramon Dominguez. He's like a statue in the stirrups. Haynesfield has crushed his rivals. A worthy front-running winner of the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Odds on Blame was second today. Fly Down was third, and Hold Me Back was fourth.
Haynesfield gets away with Murder on the front end and was very impressive through the lane. This is a horse whose only loss at Belmont Park is when he did not get to the front. Once he was able to shake clear heading into the far turn, it looked like it might be a foregone conclusion. Blame and Fly Down beginning to launch their bids well wide, but both of those horses, while determined ralliers, are not really explosive closers. They're not horses that quicken. They're kind of horses that grind it out. They both continued to rally, but they both fell short. Blame by about 4 lengths and Fly Down by about 6 lengths as they were stretched out across the racetrack crossing the line. The winner, Haynesfield, though, really has been a very impressive New York bred. He has been dominant this year in the races where he has really shown up. Last time out in the Whitney, he broke through the starting gate early, never seemed to be just quite right. He never, he didn't really challenge for the lead. Maybe they thought if they take him back, they might try to stretch him out a little bit. I think it's fair to say that going to the front is his game, and perhaps that is the method that they are just going to stick with, because it certainly seems to have worked. Blame came out of the race from all reports in good order and will be heading on to the Breeders' Cup Classic, and I would imagine that he will probably have a rematch with Haynesfield at that point. Of course, that race looking like it is going to be coming up a very strong race, if in fact it holds together. With these horses Quality Road, and of course Zenyatta also pointing for that spot. The winner, Haynesfield, is a 4-year-old chestnut son of Speightstown from Nothing Special by Tejabo. He was bred in New York by Barry Weisbord and Margaret Santulli, actually foaled not too far from the Capital District down in the Hudson Valley at Gallagher Stud. He is owned by Turtlebird Stable and trained by Steve Asmussen, ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Haynesfield covers the mile and a quarter in 2:02.48. We'll head into the Sunday card now with a pair of 2-year-old turf stakes, as well as a nice race that has been changed just a little bit, the Kelso, running on the main track this year. We'll start the Sunday stakes program out with 2-year-olds in the Pilgrim.
And they're off. Dual Citizen breaking on top. Flying Wizard now moving to second. Dual Citizen and Julian Leperoux trying to harness some of that speed. Flying Wizard now moves up alongside second. On the far outside, it's Favored Hour now running along in third. Here's Support tucked away in a cozy spot at the inside, running along in fourth position. And Soldat is now fifth in the early going here, about 4.5 lengths from front-running Dual Citizen. The two trailers are Deciphering Dreams and Lion Drive. Down the backstretch run. Up top, Dual Citizen leading a sensible pace here. Flying Wizard continues on in second. On the outside, Favored Hour up and on the pace in third. And its Air Support is just on the inside of the favorite Soldat. It's another 2.5 lengths back to Deciphering Dreams. And Lion Drive being asked to pick it up. Half was up in 51 seconds flat. Now the field moving into the far turn. Dual Citizen still in control here. Dual Citizen the leader by a length. The Flying Wizard's been second throughout. On the outside, Favored Hour. Coming through on the rail, Deciphering Dreams. Then Air Support. Soldat's been in a drive, but no real response yet from Soldat. But Soldat's now just getting underway on the far outside. Now the field turns for home. It's still Dual Citizen. Dual Citizen the leader. As the Flying Wizard has given way, Air Support is coming on, and so too Soldat on the far outside. Air Support and Soldat now. They're joined by Deciphering Dreams down toward the rail, coming down to the finish. Air Support and Soldat, and it is Air Support who prevails. It was very close for second there between Deciphering Dreams and Soldat.
Air Support turns the tables on Soldat, who had beaten him last time out up here in the With Anticipation at Saratoga. He goes off as the 5-1 second choice, or third choice in the wagering, as the odds-on choice was in fact Soldat. He turns the tables on that one. It was only a head back to Longshot, Deciphering Dreams. The winner, Air Support, is a 2-year-old son of Smart Strike from Gaze by Danzig, bred in Kentucky by Stewardess Janney III and owned by the breeder, trained by Shug McGahee, ridden to victory by Rajiv Marah. Air Support covers the mile in a 16th and 147.87. Next up, 2-year-old fillies, once again on that very soft turf course, listed as yielding in the running of the Miss Griot.
And they're off. Button Girl, Sleepless Dixie, and there goes Fancy Point. And Fancy Point now races to the front. Button Girl backs off. Button Girl very keen. And Sleepless Dixie runs along in third. Let me go. Fourth toward the inside. Table Talking runs along in fifth. Excited is now sixth. Arch Support seventh toward the inside. Silent Joy is eighth. Plain Form ninth and down toward the inside. Winter Memories is second to last now. And A Brilliant Idea trails the field. Down the backstretch run. Fancy Point controlling the pace here. Button Girl far more settled. Sitting back now. Runs along in second. Table Talking in the clear third. Now midway down the backstretch run. Let Me Go on the hedges fourth with 5 furlongs remaining here. And then it's Sleep 660 followed by Excited on the outside. Then Arch Support. Silent Joy is about 7 or 8 lengths from the lead. There goes Winter Memories. Winter Memories now is on the march on the far outside. Plain Form is now second to last, and A Brilliant Idea is now the trailer. The half over the off-going was in 49 and 2/5 seconds and around the far turn. Up top, it's been Fancy Point the whole way. Button Girl's been second throughout. Table Talking's been third throughout. Then it's Art Support is down toward the inside. Lemmy goes in between horses, excited on the far outside. Silent Joy now in behind horses. Winter Memories is there, and Winter Memories just ready to roll on the far outside as the field turns for home. Top of the stretch. And Fancy Point is the leader. Winter Memories is there. And then it's excited. Silent Joy finally in the clear. On the far outside is a Brilliant Idea. They're into the final 16th, and Winter Memories is just full of run here. Winter Memories coming down to the line and finishes to win by 5 lengths on the finish. Close for second there, Art Support and Fancy Point, followed by Excited and Silent Joy.
Winter Memories makes it 2 for 2 with yet another explosive performance. She was just dominant in her maiden win up here at Saratoga, rallying very nicely that afternoon towards the inside. This time she comes around the turn, stacks 6 wide, and just blows the doors off a competitive field, winning off by over 5 from Art Support, who had won at Saratoga, a very nice horse, but was allowed to go off at 50-1. Fancy Point, the winner up here in Stakes Company on the turf, settles for third. Winter Memories is a gray filly, a daughter of El Prado from Memories of Silver by Silver Hawk, bred in Kentucky by Phillips Racing Partnership and owned by the breeders. Trained by Jimmy Toner and ridden to victory by Jose Lescano. This filly out of what I thought was a very, very good turf filly, particularly in the middle distances, a mile to a mile and a furlong. Memories of Silver, now nice to see her sending out a very high quality runner to the track as Winter Memories under Jose Lescano completes the mile in a 16th and 145.69. One more race for you, the Kelso, which for many years had been run at a mile on the turf. This year, they didn't take it off the turf. They carted it as a 1 mile, 1-turn dirt race, and it drew a pretty nice field of horses. Let's return to Belmont for the running of the Kelso.
In the gate. And they're off. Here's Regal Ransom on the far outside, and Tisway is there. Le Grand Cru is forwardly placed too. Cool Coleman down toward the rail, and Jersey Town is up with the vanguard as well. And then Mythical Power in the early trailers, Caixa Electronica down the backstretch run. And it's Jersey Town now comes through. Jersey Town punches through on the inside to take the lead. Regal Ransom there on the outside. Tisway between him. 23 flat was the opening quarter mile. Le Grand Cru is now dropped about 4.5 lengths from the lead. And then it's Cool Coleman down toward the inside, Caixa Electronica. And on the far outside, 4 wide, heading for the far turn is Mythical Power. Jersey Town the leader, Tisway pressing, Regal Ransom with them on the outside. It's those 3 as they cross over into the final half mile. And the first half was a testing 46 seconds flat around the far turn. Long shot, Jersey Town, still a narrow lead. Here's Tisway, and Tisway right there. 3 furlongs out. Tisway takes the lead. Regal Ransom is under the whip. He's dropped 2 lengths behind. Caixa Electronica's putting in a run. Look at this. Here's long shot Caixa Electronica moving up on the outside, and Cool Coleman. And now the field turns for home. Tisway on the outside is up for the lead. It's Tisway now in front. Jersey Town battles on second, and Cool Coleman, and with a fighting chance, Caixa Electronica has now flattened out into the final 16th of a mile, and it's going to be Tisway to take the Kelso. Tisway looking good. He won by 5. Cool Coleman was second, Jersey Town, and Caixa Electronica fourth.
This race had never really drawn the best Breeders' Cup Mile contenders anyway, so I guess they figured they would try to make it a prep for the Dirt Mile, and it looked like it drew a terrific group of horses as Tisway runs away and hides off of a bit of a freshening for Jim Bond. He picks up the victory by 5 over Cool Coleman, with Jersey Town, the early pace setter, back in third. The winner, Tisway, is a dark bear brown 5-year-old son of Tisnow from Bethany by Dejour, bred in Kentucky by Whisper Hill Farm and owned by William L. Clifton Jr., trained by Jim Bond, who has had him up here at Saratoga through the course of the summer and into the fall, prepping for his return to the races. His Way under Rajiv Mehra covers the 1 mile in 1:34.42. That'll wrap up a very busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the program and will be able to join us next time as we take a look at racing from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.